Week 3 on my road to Worlds. Now, this week, unfortunately, I wasn't able to take quite as many videos as out of my 5 days of climbing, I can only take videos on 3 of those days, and 2 of those were competition days. Now, that being said, the one day this week, I did take quite a lot of videos in preparation for this, so there will still be a good amount to go over. The competition itself was more of a training day than a competition day, as I was more focused on using this as teaching and learning for states, which will be in 4 weeks at the same gym. I was able to learn what I'm doing well at this current stage of my climbing and what I'm not doing so well. My coach and I will be learning from this and working towards the next 4 weeks of training what I'm bad at to ensure that I have the best possible chance for states. But how I went in general is I got my ass handed to me. So the score that I got was not quite as high as I'd want it to be, but I went into it knowing this, as my body was still tired and sore from all the training that I'm doing. So my body in general, as you can see by my forearms, got quite a bit of a good amount of bruising. My knee as well had a bit of a scuff on it, but I'm not going to get up and show you that now. However, we still have quite a good few videos to go for this week's training, so let's get started. Now, for this week's training, I was focused on my coordination and my power. So with this climb here, what I'm doing is I'm skipping a few holds and going to a different last hold. So in this one, for example, I'm using the 3 feet down below, that big one that I'm grabbing onto, and then the big blue foothold, leading to the top hold, which is the top black. Now, as you can see there, I'm swinging out, and I'm trying to figure out the move, because that hand that I'm grabbing is not a good hold. So I can't use it to pull myself into the wall. If I'm swinging out, there is no way I'm getting back in. The last move itself is pretty committing, as the foot isn't that great and the move is very big, as you can see with how spanned out I am. I was able to get it fairly quickly though, and I was happy with my learning. Now I'm doing very similar sort of climb, except I'm missing the first foothold. As you can see, it's just a bigger jump. This means less coordination and more just jumping power, which my legs aren't very strong and I struggle with it a bit. Again, you saw in that last clip that if you don't catch it in the right spot, you're just swinging out. Same with this one. Once you are able to hit the move consistently, though, is when I start feeling happy that I can move on. So it's, again, one of those things that if your body's not in the right position, you're just not going to be able to do the move. I was able to stick it that time, and then the last move is the same as before. Just nice and committing. Very nice. I was very happy with myself. This climb here, again, same limit. You get those 4 holds that I'm on, or the 3 holds that I'm on now. You jump up to those two, the big blue and the big black one, and then you get the big red foot leading up into the red foot here. I'm glad I didn't send it, as I was almost photobombed. This time I learned a bit more, and I was just able to apply a bit more pressure through the foot to allow myself to not slip. Now that last hold isn't the best hold. It's very downturned, which means the angle of the hold isn't nice to hold on to. But I was able to get my body into a nice position to be able to hold it. Now I went to do some steep climbing, which I like to do on every Monday. This was a climb that I haven't touched yet and no one was able to do. So I thought I'd make it my mission to send it that day. The first few moves were just really low percentage and very crimpy, which is sort of my style, but I still need to work on it a bit more. I was able to learn the moves on this climb fairly quickly on as well, and I was happy with the progression I made. Now, I've made a few mistakes where my videoing does not show the whole wall. So in this attempt where I was able to send the climb, you're not able to see the top hold, but you just have to take my word that I hit the right hold. I like the way that I climbed this one, because as you can see, I'm very technical with how I'm doing it, except for maybe that last move. But my body is in a very nice position. I'm able to pull myself into the wall, meaning I don't have to pull quite as hard. I was very happy with that first descent as well. Now, I jumped back onto my project, which I'm currently working on, and as a general, I only have 2 moves left in the climb to do. That move that I just fell on there, and the move up into the second last hold, which is the bit that I'll be attempting here. I was feeling pretty good, a bit better than last week, and I was able to make a bit more progression on this climb. On this attempt again, you see that I didn't crop the video well enough, and I kind of just missed me actually doing the move. But now the only move that I had left was the second move into the pink one. Unfortunately, I was not able to get it. I was starting to get powered out, and I was just not able to do the move again. Each attempt I was doing was just getting worse and worse, and I was just getting further and further away. Like in this attempt, I kind of just fell off. So I'm pretty happy with the progression I made this week. There is still a lot of things that I need to work on. I need to get ready for states. I need to work on my weaknesses a bit more. But my willingness to do the things that I don't want to do has gone up, and my psych for climbing and training has definitely skyrocketed compared to last week. Thank you all for joining, and I hope you stick around for the journey for next week's Road to Worlds.